Martha, good afternoon to you. Well, just a few minutes ago, the White House sent Fox and other media outlets a memo written by the Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas that outlines what the government plans to do once Title 42 is officially lifted. No major shocking news in this memo, but it does say that the government has been preparing for months, if not years, to do this by making sure that there are supplies and personnel on the border, that they realize there is going to be a large influx of people once 42 is lifted, and that they realize that there's going to be a lot of work to be done and that the world is going to be watching. This memo just coming out a few minutes ago. We are also waiting to see what may happen with Title 42, as well as the White House press secretary when she takes questions any moments from now, because as you just mentioned yesterday, a federal judge in Louisiana decided to pull a temporary pause on the lifting of this Title 42 because he wants to see more time about what's going on with this case. Now, the White House has insisted that it's the CDC that's calling the shots whether to lift this, and that this is not being done by the Department of Homeland Security, but instead being done in coordination with them. Either way, we've heard from a number of Republican lawmakers that are urging the White House to reconsider. Among those speaking out, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell.
He wants to rip off the one remaining Band-Aid that's preserved at least some shred of law and order.
To me, at this juncture, the conclusion is inescapable that the Biden administration believes in open borders.
The White House is under growing pressure to find a solution that would pause the pushback coming from the Republicans you just heard from, but also from a large number of Democratic lawmakers who fear this could be a political disaster ahead of the midterm elections. Still, the Democratic chairman of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus says now's the time for Title 42 to be lifted once and for all.
Congressional Hispanic Caucus made it very clear that the Title 42 policy is a public health emergency policy that was instituted under the Trump administration during his hate and fear anti-immigrant agenda.
So as I mentioned, the White House getting ready to face questions this afternoon, but the real show is going to be probably on Thursday up on Capitol Hill when the Homeland Security Secretary faces questions before the House Judiciary Committee. You can bet there is going to be a lot of people very curious about what the department is doing and what it expects to happen once Title 42 is lifted.
Yep.
Martha?
Less than a month away, and that he'll be on the hot seat for sure. Secretary Mayorkas. Mark, thank you very much. So let's bring in Republican Arizona Attorney General Mark Brnovich. His state and more than 20 others are suing the Biden administration over this whole issue of Title 42. He's also running the GOP primary for U.S. Senate. The winner of that will then face Senator MacCallum, which is a closely watched race as well. General Brnovich, thank you very much for being here. I'm wondering if this decision yesterday by this federal district judge in Louisiana that keeps Title 42 in place, at least for now, isn't behind the walls of the White House a little bit of a relief for them.
Yeah, thank you, Martha, for having me on. And look, the consequences of a broken Congress have been, dangerous or devastating our community for years. And now, as a result of these failed Biden administration policies and a Democrat in the White House, people in this country are literally dying. And so I can't worry about the politics of, whether Title 42, our office arguing that case, our office leading the lawsuit, whether that somehow helps the Biden administration politically. What I am trying to do is protect hardworking Americans and hardworking Arizonans against the flood of illegal immigration and illegal drugs coming into this country. And Title 42 is one of the last tools we have in our toolbox to prevent the system from being overwhelmed even more.
Yeah, so when you listen to this memo that Mark Meredith just reported on from Alejandro Mayorkas, the head of DHS, calling for more supplies and more personnel to the border, does that give you any sense of confidence at this point? Because a lot of folks have been, even Democrats have been saying, we need to see the plan. How's this going to work?
Yeah, I think this is cheap political theater, quite frankly, because the reality is you can, even hire more Border Patrol agents. But when you have an administration and enablers like Cartel Kelly in the U.S. Senate that essentially are allowing them to decriminalize and incentivize people breaking the law, it really won't matter at the end of the day. Yeah, do we need more resources? Do we need more patrol agents? Should it be troubling to American taxpayers that the Biden administration wants to spend more money on green energy and, bogus environmental projects and securing our border? Yeah, that's all troubling. But at the end of the day, this country is about the rule of law. And that means that we have to have people in public office, especially the executive branch, following the law. And so whether it's failure to, deport people, deportation orders, where we've sued Biden over, whether it's they're trying to incentivize people by giving welfare benefits to non-citizens, which a case I heard at the Supreme Court just recently, or whether it's what they're doing now with Title 42, there is a consistent pattern where what they are trying to do is to systematically undermine the law and empower the cartels. So at the end of the day, I am very dubious and skeptical of anything coming out of the Biden administration and anything that's coming out of his spokespeople or whoever's speaking in his earpiece.
All right. Real quickly, because I have to go, you are running for the GOP Senate nomination in Arizona. A lot of people scrambling for the support and endorsement of former President Trump. Do you think that you will get that endorsement, and do you need it?
I'm not sure what's going to happen, Martha. All I know is that I grew up here in Arizona. I'm a public school kid. I was a gang prosecutor. I worked at a free market think tank. I am a principled Arizona conservative. And as you know, we were just talking about, I'm a doer. I've actually been involved in every major fight, not only against the Biden administration, but the Obama administration before. So if people want a principled Arizonan, if they want someone that understands that Washington, D.C. is not the answer to our problems, but it is the problem, then I'm their candidate. And I welcome the support of everyone.
One last try on that. Do you think that it will matter in your race who is supported by the former President Trump? Will it matter?
I don't know. At the end of the day, I have a real record. I've actually have results, and I welcome the support of everyone and anyone because we need a principled Arizonan representing us in the U.S. Senate.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Attorney General Brnovich, good to have you with us today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.